The afternoon sun hung low over Rockview, casting golden shadows that stretched across the sleepy streets of the quiet town. A gentle breeze stirred fallen leaves along the sidewalks, and all seemed still, as if time itself had slowed down. But inside the Chase Bank on Main Street, time was about to come to a grinding halt. The old double doors creaked open with a sound that made everyone look up. In stepped a frail, hunched figure. His clothes were worn, his boots scuffed, and over one shoulder hung a heavy, stained burlap sack. He paused just inside the entrance. For a moment, the room went still. Tellers behind the counters gave each other curious glances. A customer near the waiting chairs snorted under his breath. The security guard by the front door shifted his weight. The man's voice broke the silence. "This bank," he said, lifting his chin just enough for the overhead light to catch the fire in his eyes, "is mine." A beat of silence passed. Then came the laughter. A young woman behind the counter giggled first, nudging her coworker. The branch manager, a tall man in a trim gray suit, let out a dry chuckle. Even Stephen, the bulky security guard, cracked a smirk. "All right, sir," Stephen said in a calm but firm tone as he approached. "Why don't you take a seat while I call someone to help you out?" But the old man didn't move. Instead, with a quiet grunt, he let the sack fall from his shoulder to the polished marble floor. It hit with a thud, not a hollow sound, but one with weight. The kind of sound that draws attention. "I am not confused," the man said, his voice steady. "I am C.K. Kirby. I built this bank, and I have returned to claim what was stolen from me." The laughter faded as quickly as it had come. The branch manager, Thomas Temp, stepped forward now, his professional smile still fixed in place, though it twitched at the corners. "Mr. Kirby, was it?" he asked politely. "Do you have an account with us?" The old man's eyes didn't blink. "Account? Son, I built this place before your father learned how to tie a tie." Temp's smile flickered. "Sir, I'm sure you mean well, but Chase Bank's founders have long passed," and he was cut off by the old man kneeling beside the sack. Everyone in the room watched in silence as the old man opened it. Out came stacks of faded banknotes, hundreds, perhaps thousands, banded in yellowing paper printed with a logo no one had seen in decades. A logo from a time long past, when the bank was still just a local institution, built from grit and dreams. Next came a ledger, leather-bound, aged, its pages brittle but intact. The room went still. Stephen, now unsure, took a step back. The customers stared. Temp moved slowly forward, his face drained of color. The old man pointed at the book. "My name is in there." Temp knelt carefully, lifting the ledger as if it were sacred. He flipped through the pages, and then he stopped. His face went slack. He looked up. "C.K. Kirby," he whispered. I'm the founder, the original owner, and I've waited decades for this moment." A customer near the window gasped. "But you're supposed to be dead," someone said softly. The old man's voice was a whisper now, but it echoed through the space. "They wanted me to be. They erased me. My business partner, John Williams, he filed false papers, told the board I was unfit. He took everything." Tim stared at the aged documents. The signatures matched the framed certificates behind his desk. The dates aligned. The handwriting was unmistakable. "I've tried for years to reclaim what was mine," the old man said. "But every lawyer, every court, they wouldn't listen. Until I found these again. The last proof they couldn't destroy." Temp's hands trembled as he flipped through more pages. Legal deeds, agreements, ownership filings, original board member notes, documents that said one thing. C.K. Kirby never sold the bank. He was removed, silenced, forgotten. Stephen stepped closer again. "Boss, these look real." Temp didn't respond. His mind raced. If these were genuine, and it was becoming clearer by the second that they were, then the bank wasn't just a branch of Chase anymore. It was stolen property, a monument built atop betrayal, and the man standing in front of them, ragged and ignored just moments ago, was the rightful owner. Outside, life carried on, cars rolling by, people walking, unaware of the storm inside. But within those walls, history was rewriting itself. "Why come back now?" Temp asked. "Because I may not have many more years left," Kirby said softly. "But I wasn't going to leave this world without making it right. Not just for me, for the truth." He reached into the sack again. This time not money. Legal documents, thick and stamped. Court filings from the 60s. Letters of protest. Rejections. A paper trail of a man's slow erasure from the thing he created. Temp read them all. His throat tightened, his back straightened, and then he looked up. I have to show these to the board," he said quietly. "To the lawyers. They'll want to. They'll try to bury this. They'll say it's forged, or you're lying, or delusional." "I know," Kirby said, "but the truth is right here." Kirby didn't answer. He didn't need to. Then something surprising happened. A young teller stepped out from behind the counter. She picked up one of the old banknotes and laid it gently on the front desk. She looked at Kirby and gave a small nod. Another teller followed, then another, in silence, one by one. They honored the man whose name had been lost to time. The man who had come in looking like a ghost now stood tall. Stephen lowered his arms. "Sir," he said, with a soft respect. "You want me to call anyone for you?" "No," Kirby said. "I've waited this long. I can wait a little longer." Tim swallowed hard. "Mr. Kirby, I don't know what's going to happen, but I promise you this. We're not ignoring this. Not anymore." Kirby nodded. "That's all I wanted." He turned then, slowly, carefully, and walked toward the doors. But just before stepping out into the fading sunlight, he paused and looked back. "I didn't come here for money," he said. "I came for the truth, and you've all seen it now. That's enough." Then he stepped into the light. The glass doors swung closed behind him with a soft click, and the silence lingered. No one moved. No one spoke. But something had changed. Forever.